All right, today I have the pleasure of interviewing Maribel Lazzarino about smart versus smarter goals. So I'll just go ahead and tell you a little bit about her. She's a natural-born problem solver and a recovering perfectionist workaholic, which is why that's not perfect. She works to help people share their difference, their talents, their experience, and personal challenges to make a difference in their lives and in the world through their work and business. As a speaker, consultant, and owner of Right Hand Partner Company, Maribel helps business owners and leaders grow their organizations or profits without sacrificing personal values or mental and physical health and quality of life. People can focus on their talents while she deals with the business side, addressing important details and big picture strategy. Taking lessons from her experience in design, economics, health behavior change, systems, evaluations, and business, she focuses on developing growth and positive change that sticks through personal motivation, systems, and continuous improvement. She develops personal and organizational operating systems that complement and support people first and processes second. Maribel has lived and worked internationally, which has inspired her love and desire to learn and share knowledge that connects people, celebrates diversity, and produces sustainable, impactful change in the world.
I think that punctuates the international.
Yes, the helicopter is the international sign for travel. So, all noise aside, most people are familiar with the idea of SMART goals. And SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time limited. I actually have a whole presentation on this on my YouTube channel. But Maribel has a suggestion that we can make our goals smarter. So I'd love to hear why you think we need to do that, and what is a smarter goal?
Thank you for that very interesting introduction.
You're welcome.
It's like you didn't plan it at all.
No.
So, SMART goals is something that is very common in the business language, but that terminology is really about defining your goal, which is really important. You need to know what it is and be very specific about it. The problem is that we don't have a plan after that. You know, it's like planning to have perfect teeth at the end of your life and not really thinking about how you're going to do that and having no dentist or anything like that. So I wouldn't call it a smarter goal, but a smarter secret or strategy.
Okay.
Of how to then set up what you're going to do about your goal.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll go through it.
Yeah, what is smarter?
Yes. So S is small steps. And again, back to the dental example, you have to brush your teeth every day. That you can remember. You will not think about the thing 40 years from now. And that's going to be what will help you get through that day-to-day motivation. So monitoring. This is actually something I used to do for a living. And I'll try not to make it so geeky. Basically, keep track. We can plan always, every day, but if we don't look and see how we're doing, and see whether it's working, that's the key. If you don't know that it's working, finishing the plan is not actually achieving your goal.
Good point.
Yeah. And then very related to that is accountability. And that's, I don't like that word, and if I find a better, sexier word, I'll use it.
I got nothing.
Sexy is important.
Yes, it's a smooth girl.
Yes. So accountability is basically having someone to bounce your ideas off of, and also have feedback. And it shouldn't be something that is so punitive and you feel like, oh, I don't really want to tell them what I'm doing because I'm going to feel like a total loser. You don't want that. You want someone supportive. And that can also take the place of, if you're not a very social person, it could be a journal that you keep track of and be accountable to that. So having people around is really very important for support.
That's a good point, yeah.
So, we're on SMA, apparently. SMA. So, risk and reward. We, as individuals, either are motivated by pleasure or pain. And if your goal is so far in the future, even if it's 2 or 3 years from now, for your business, health, diet, all that, if you don't have a visual of it, and actually let me take that back, because vision boards, while they can be really effective, are not necessarily effective if you're not a visual person.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever you are, if you are better, you feel something when you hear something. Do you feel it when you act it out? Think about those things. And with that, you can think about, what could I gain or lose by those small steps I set up in, part S?
Yes.
If you have those small rewards, you're going to be so motivated. Again, like if you were to go to school, if you were to just to pass through like grade 1 through grade 6 and no one said anything and your parents didn't even see your report card, how motivated will you be?
That's okay.
So triggers. This one is a fascinating one, and Elaine and I have really talked about this because it's fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
So triggers is the idea that it's so much easier to learn a new behavior or start a new behavior if you attach it to something you already do. So back to the dental example. Do you really think about brushing your teeth? Or do you just get up, whatever your routine is, get up, at some point you brush your teeth. It's so routine. You might have to remind your kids, but for you it's routine. Why is that? It's because you had that trigger. Now, how can that play out in your business? What do you do already? Eat lunch, work out, and then attach whatever goal, what little behavior, little small step you can attach at the end of that, or before that.
Oh, yeah.
And very related to that is emotion. Again, by doing things you already do, you need to also feel things in order to remind you of what you want. If you have this goal of making a lot of money, one, it's not specific, so it violates the SMART.
Yes.
But if you pick a number, let's say, $5,000 a month, and it doesn't have to be money, that's not motivating enough. But what will that do for you? Will it help you get childcare that you really want?
Yeah.
A training, a trip, savings. I'm not advocating just blow all your money. That would be very irresponsible.
Yeah,
of me.
but financial security.
Exactly.
Is
But
peace
even
of mind.
financial security, you think about, I want to retire when I'm 50 so I can travel. Where do you want to travel?
I always want to go to Italy. Always. Just always, any day, fly me there.
That's on my list. So, again, whatever triggers your emotion, whether that's visual or having a memory or a video, that will help. And last but not least, and this is actually the most important step, we're really, really getting the noise right now. It's all about travel and all that, and get
It's all
moving.
Yes.
Yes,
The hazards of being outside.
yes. It's about being imperfect.
Yes,
too.
exactly.
Just use it. So reset is the most important step. That's R. So we had small steps, monitoring, accountability, risk and reward, triggers, emotion, and reset. And reset is, again, the idea that even if you are really awesome, really smart, and you came up with an excellent plan that follows all the other steps, you're going to fail. I'm a big downer on that. You're going to fail. Simply because there are more ways to do things wrong than to do them right.
Yes.
For that reason alone.
And because life just happens.
Life happens.
Like air traffic.
I know. I wish I could reset the airplane, but I can't. Yes. So, the idea of a reset is have a plan ahead of time. This is a plan for your plan. About how to get back on your strategy, whatever your goals are, when you stray. And you could stray because you're a procrastinator. You could stray because, you had an event that was unfortunate in your family or your business. I mean, life happens, like she said. But have that plan ahead of time, because you cannot fix the problem while you're in the cloud
Yes.
of being depressed, hard on yourself, guilty, panicked. Again, like an emergency plan, nobody tells you what to do when the fire happens. There is a plan, an emergency plan. So what's your plan?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved this presentation when I first heard it, and I was like, okay, we've got to do this, because what I love about all of this is that I feel like as a coach, this is what I help my clients do. This is what you help your clients do.
Absolutely.
We help you make those SMART goals, but then we actually line them up. So, you know, a good coach converts your goals. So, for example, I'm going to make sure that your goal is achievable because I'm going to help you identify the small steps. So if your goal is to stop smoking and you say, I'm just going to do that, I'm going to say, maybe you could take a smallish step, like 1 pack a day. You know, I'm going to help you identify the small steps. A coach provides the monitoring and the accountability. And, you know, there are lots of other ways to do accountability, but I do like, I think, a permission-based coach who's going to give you grace instead of a guilt trip. That's
I really like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I'm never going to give you a guilt trip. I'm always going to give you grace. But then I'm going to work with you to hold you accountable for the goal, and I'm also going to help you monitor how are we doing. You know, are we still heading in the right direction? The coach, so providing the monitoring and accountability is what keeps your goals measurable and time limited. We also keep the goals relevant by tying them to our emotions, that motivating factor. What is it? You know, I actually said on another post recently, getting back into your size 2 jeans is actually a backwards facing goal. I mean, it's still a goal, but it's looking to the past. Maybe,
that's interesting.
Yeah, maybe your new goal should be getting a pair of jeans where you feel sexy wearing them. So I'm gonna help you keep it relevant by tying it to those emotional goals. And then also a really good coach is going to help you with those 2 R's, the risk and reward and the resets, because a really good coach, I believe, is going to help you identify risk, help you identify rewards. One of the things I do is I tell my clients, I say, once you've achieved this goal, reward yourself. Give yourself something that you love. And I'm going to encourage you to take that risk. And the other thing the coach will do is the coach is there when you failed on a goal. The coach is there to help you reset, to help you emotionally reset and say, okay, we said if plan A failed, what were you going to do? And remind you of the plan you already had in place. So I love this because to me, this is putting some real bones behind what a coach actually does. So thank you for talking with me. And I'd like to ask, what's the one thing you want our viewers to do today to make their goals smarter?
I'm going to cheat and give you 2.
Oh, yes. What are the 2 things that you need to do today?
First thing, and this one actually is the more important one, I think, for you, is what's that one thing, that small thing that you should be doing daily? You know what it is because the internet says so, your coach says so, the world has talked about it many, many times. You figure out what that is and think about what can you attach that to that you already do. That is the easiest thing you can do today.
That's perfect.
And of course, I'm cheating.
No, you're not.
Second is, if you want more information like this, and I'm actually going to be rolling out a bunch of workshops and trainings. Yeah, I know, I'm excited. Check out my website, yourrighthand.co. And there's a lot of information on there, and there's even a free report right now that's about like the 9 toxic behaviors that is costing you money, time, energy in your business, your life, and all your relationships.
I'm going to check that out for sure. One other thing that I would like to offer, if you're listening, maybe you're not a business owner. If you aren't, but you still want to maybe investigate this, then I would offer you to call me, because I am more of a life coach, so I deal more with the personal side of things. Go to talkwithelaine.com, and when you go to talkwithelaine.com, you can sign up for a breath of fresh air.
I love that.
Thank you. Yes, it's a 1-hour conversation with me. I'm going to breathe some fresh air into your life. We're going to talk about what's stressing you out. We're going to generate some solutions, and when we get off the call, you're going to be moving forward confidently towards reducing your stress levels. So talkwithelaine.com.